We can see your whiteboard.
Okay, so it's yours. Do you guys have a Logitech, like, on your website, on your desktop?
Logitech. Can you not see our video?
I can see your video. Just all right, whatever. I'm gonna make sure. I don't know what this is.
Can you make him bigger, Mom? Maybe minimize it. Oh, there you go. Full screen him. Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I
don't know what that is.
PIMP.
PIP.
Picture in a picture.
TV's like,
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I thought it was like when you took a picture of somebody taking a picture.
Hey, Jimmy.
He's doing a one-on-one right now.
Hey, should I wear this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a picture.
I'm kidding. I just wanted to thank you guys because this is definitely part of your guys' efforts as well.
I like the E on it.
That's the EMD.
Has a ring to it.
Yeah.
Airbnb.
Eric MD.
There you go. There it is.
Oh gosh.
All right. And you guys can see me, right?
Yes,
We
sir.
can see you.
All right. So good evening. It's kind of weird doing a GT with nobody in the office.
You got us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's so quiet in my office. I feel like I'm talking to myself.
You're at the San Diego office, you read?
This is
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go over a few things for you guys tonight, and I just want to kind of focus on the importance of some of the things that are just the basics of the business, and the main thing is the KTP. Who all do I have there tonight? Just so I know who's there.
Mario, Eric,
L'Oreal.
Ashley,
Belinda.
Nikki.
And
that's us tonight.
okay, cool. So we've got about 6 or 7 people there.
1, 2, 3.
Six.
Yeah, and my dad's on a one-on-one with a guy, or in one of Mario's guests.
Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try. How long do we have? About 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys do short BPMs. All right. We're gonna make sure you guys are gonna get. You guys are gonna see what it's like to have a long BPM when I'm there. Make sure that you guys keep you guys late. All right. So the power of the KTP is something that I think generally will be able to get you guys out of the blocks quickly. So write this down so you guys can always go back and understand that these are notes that you guys can use when you start doing your own general trainings. The fastest way to kickstart your business is with a KTP, and I'm going to explain why. The first reason is that you're going to learn the presentation that ultimately will make you money. Guys, there's no secret in this business. The only way we make money is at KTPs and when we do the internal consumption side of things. But the main way we make money is at KTPs. Granted, you guys will as you guys get more advanced, you'll start setting up 401ks for companies, and you'll start doing other things as you guys start expanding, your licensing and whatnot in this company. But initially, the one thing that is going to make you money and put money in your pocket is the KTP. I bought into that really early, and I became really good at the KTP. I'm not good at everything in the business, but if you could be really good at one thing, it's the KTP, especially in the beginning. You'll pick up everything else. Don't try to learn everything right off the bat. So Who there knows exactly how to do a KTP presentation right now? Who's that? Ashley?
Yeah.
It's all the way down there, so I can't really make out the face. All right, so could you imagine walking in, I mean, a simple business like a McDonald's, and they ask who knows how to make French fries, and only one person knows how to make French fries. That's kind of like the same thing in this business. You know, people go month in, month out, and they don't practice the KTP especially when we have videos and we have KTP trainings and we take you on KTPs, and you still don't figure out. It's a simple presentation of being able to gather information, because the 5 circles are gathering information. Are you guys familiar with the 5 circles, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to do it here real quick. What's the first circle without Ashley's help?
Debt.
Good job.
Good job, Eric.
Eric, I know that it's just a matter of time. I see your involvement and I see your excitement about the business. It's just a matter of time before Eric all of a sudden like comes out of the blocks, and all of a sudden he's like the superstar in Kansas. I know that.
Tortoise.
So,
He says he's the tortoise.
what's that?
He says he's the tortoise.
I would recommend to become a Ferrari. But so check this out. So in the debt circle, what is our first intentions? We're obviously talking about how we can reduce. We do the 3 things. We lower their balance by as much as 50%. We lower their interest rate, generally between 2 and 4%, but we have clients that have 0% interest. And then the last thing is we lower their payment, right? So we know that. Now, if you guys understand the KTP, it's to recruit. So what do we do first, Ashley? What's the saying? Do what?
Aim for recruit, miss with a sale.
That's right. So this is where you aim for, you recruit first and miss with a sell, right? So at this time, I tell them, look, obviously in the beginning I say, are you guys up for making more money? If anybody says, no, I'm not up for making more money, then cool, just go right into the sell. But when you ask somebody, let's role play, hey, Eric, are you up for making more money?
Always.
All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show this presentation to you from both sides. I'm going to show you the products and services that our company offers, but I'm also going to show you how we make some money in our business. Cool?
All right.
So, Eric, I do 35 to 60 of these presentations a month. And on an average, about 10 people a month get enrolled in this program because they have a lot of debt. How are you on the debt side? Do you have more than $10,000 in debt?
Me personally?
Well, just pretend you're a client.
Probably like 11,000.
Okay. How is your credit?
It's not too great.
Okay, because you kind of maxed out on some of these credit cards?
Yeah, that and a little bit of medical bills I'm paying on.
Okay, so how long do you see yourself taking to pay off some of these debts?
Probably in the next 5 years.
Okay, so you know that your credit's going to be soft for about 5 years, right?
Right.
Okay, perfect. So I recommend that we get you to talk to one of our representatives at Debt America to talk about maybe getting you paid off and getting rid of that debt in the next 2 years. Is that something you like?
Sounds good.
Awesome. So Eric, on the business side, like I told you, about 10 people a month get enrolled in this program. They pay me $300 to $1,000 for every referral that gets enrolled in this program. So I don't know, I make like $2,000, $3,000 a month just on the referral side of the debt. It's not even what I do. I'm not a debt specialist. I just help my clients get out of debt so I can put them in a better financial situation. So would an extra $2,000 to $3,000 help you right now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Now, what if you were able? So you're able to make an extra $2,000 or $3,000, and again, you're not going to get rich, but it'll pay you for your gas and your expenses to help you make more money. At the same time, you're reducing your debt. Do you already see how much this business can help you?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm planting the seed so we can recruit this guy. And it might not happen right there at the kitchen table, but is there a higher chance of him showing up at the BPM?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, cool. And then the next thing we do is life insurance, right? So if you learn the KTP, a lot of people are so concerned about learning the one-on-one and how do I go recruit and how do I invite somebody to the meeting? Well, if you just did the basics of learning the KTP, you're already getting yourself in a situation where you got the best possible recruit because this person has already seen what our business does. Okay? Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna show you guys, and as we get through this, I'm gonna really, you guys will really understand how the KTP can drive the recruiting business, which will drive your numbers, which will drive KTPs, which will drive more recruits. Okay? So it's known that if you finish your KTPs in the first 15 to 30 days of your business, you'll recruit 2 to 5 new agents. Imagine if you started this business and just understand. Look, I'll tell you all the people that did it that did their KTPs quickly and look at their business, right? So Yariv finished his KTPs in the first 2 weeks of the business, and I looked up, and all of a sudden I got 10 people on my team. And I can tell you that Juan Ramirez here in California, these are all my first recruits. Juan Ramirez was a KTP. Doug Grandy was a KTP. Jose Martinez was a KTP. Etienne Arnie were a KTP. John Betts these are all part of my first KTPs. Sean Higgins was part of my KTPs. So between Etienne Arnie, Jose, Juan Ramirez, John Betts, Rosemary, Sean Higgins, who else was part of my KTPs? And I said Doug, right? All right, so 8 people were recruited from my 10 KTPs. Did they happen right away? No. It didn't happen like the first day. They didn't just show up and say, okay, you told me it was good, so I'm here. But I was able to follow up with these people after the KTP and get them to the office because they already saw it. They bought a policy. They saw the business. And even if they didn't buy a policy, they understood the concept of our business. So, Ashley, name off your 10, when I went out there and trained you, right?
Yeah. I can think of people right off the top of my head who we sat down with. So, like, my dad and my mom, they're both now coded in the business. Jasa, she got a code number. Becca wasn't a KTP, but she was recruited when you were out here.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me keep thinking. I don't even remember what I did.
Mark Smith.
Yeah, Mark. Yep, Mark.
I think
What
that's
else did I do? We got 6 agents while you were out here.
I remember. Think about it.
Can't
But
remember.
here's the deal. I got 8. Ashley got 6. And I'm telling you that if you do it quickly, you'll get 2 to 5. So that's just us. Now here's, I can go through and I could talk to you about, Brian Mitchell. You guys watching his business? It's starting to take off. And then we got Darnell. Watch his business. It's starting to take off. How about Saeed? Here's Saeed. We did a KTP with a guy named Peter, coded. A guy named Justin, coded. A KTP with a guy named Greg, coded. So, and then a guy named Mike Fuentes that we just coded last week was a KTP. So here's, out of his 10 KTPs, he got 4 agents. All the people that quickly do their KTPs, quickly have a team. All the people that take a long time, because what happens is you lose the excitement. Ashley, do you remember the excitement we had going KTP to KTP?
Yeah, I was stoked. Remember when we left Jason's and I was like, holy cow. We made
Right?
$7
So the energy that happens in the business when you do it quickly, you can't replace that if it's going real slow and you're doing this and it's taking you a long time. So if you really want your business to take off right now, you say, hey, I'm done farting around with this thing. I'm gonna, really, get after it. Set up 10 KTPs. Set up 10 KTPs and then go do them all like in the next 2 weeks. And you'll have 2, 3, 4, 5 people on your team. I guarantee it. It's just part of the business, and it happens almost to every single person that sets up their KTPs. You remember Nanette Soto, Ashley?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Hard to forget. Well, she's no longer in the business, but Nanette Soto had like 18 people in that league, and it was almost every single person from a KTP. My exchange league was David Gonzalez, and I think he had like, when I exchanged that league, I think it was like 20 people in that league. Almost every single person was recruited at a KTP. Are some of these facts staggering where you guys are like, holy moly, I should do my KTP?
Yeah.
What's the exchange like?
Yariv, can you explain to Eric what an exchange like is?
When you get to SMD, we'll talk to you.
All right.
No,
I'll just
Eric, when I'm out there, I'll explain it to you. I just don't want to take up too much time talking about the exchange.
Gotcha.
Yeah? Just know that I gave one up, and you'll give one up too.
No.
All right? So that's why we say go wide.
And it'll be okay.
Like my legs.
Yep. You need more. Hey, you need more than 2 legs. That's what I'll tell you. All right? But I will definitely sit down with you personally, Eric, and I'll explain it to you. All right? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, Jim just came back in the room.
All right, perfect. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Mark, or Yariv.
All right. Don't ever call me Mark again.
What did he say?
Don't ever call
Are you calling him Mark?
No, I was gonna call him Mario because I was just talking about Mario.
Right? Don't call me Mario either.
It's better than Margo.
Yeah. All right. So check it out. So we've learned that if you learn the presentation, you can make money, right? And we've learned that if you do your 10 KTPs in the first 15 to 30 days, just on energy and excitement alone, you'll get 2 to 5 new recruits. All right. So let's talk about those 2 to 5 new recruits.
Or are we just pretending to go through the KTP? We weren't going to go through it? No. Okay.
We're talking about recruiting.
So if you get, can everybody read that?
Yes.
Better make sure I spell everything right.
You got the spelling champ in here.
So if you guys get 2 to 5 new recruits, what will that yield you?
50 KTPs, 20 to 50.
All right. $20 to $50 KTPs. So if we know you get 2 to 5 per 10, how many KTPs will that give you guys if you've got 20 to 50 KTPs just from your initial KTPs?
Say that again?
So if you do 20 to, if we know that from every 10 KTPs, you'll get 2 to 5 new recruits, right? So initially, you do 10 KTPs. Okay?
Mhm.
So you do 10 KTPs, you get 2 to 5 new recruits. You get 2 to 5 new recruits, you get 20 to 50 KTPs. Now what?
More recruits.
Now you get new recruits.
You get 2 to 5 new recruits.
So it's basically keep drafting.
$10 to 20.
I got you.
So could you imagine what it would be like if everybody just did their 10 KTPs right away? And I have a hard time understanding it, and it's the frustration of this business, and that's why when people make it in this business, they make a lot of money because of the frustration. I think in the beginning, this business can be very frustrating because you see people that have tons of ability, but they don't even know it, so they don't believe in themselves to be able to go out and do it. There's no reason, just to give you guys an example. My 10 KTPs were with my mom and dad, my brother and his wife, my sister and her husband, Jose and his wife, Doug and his wife, which was my cousin, Juan and his wife, John Betts and his wife, a friend of mine named Avi and his wife, Sean Higgins and his wife, and another guy named John Ramos and his wife. So everybody knows 10 people that you can call and say, hey bro, I need your help. I just started a new financial firm. I'm new, I'm excited. You'll help me out, won't you? It's just such a simple thing, but so many people don't even pick up the phone to make those calls. So if you don't call these people, they can't read your mind. They're not going to call you and go, hey, I have a feeling you need my help. Do you need to talk to me and my wife on Tuesday night at 7? Those things don't happen. You guys have to make that effort. So if you want this business to work, you just got to do the basics. It's so simple. It's such a simple business, but we get people that come in. They're like, well, I want to learn more about the product. Okay. Perfect. Eric, I'm kind of just using this as an example. Eric, are you an associate or are you a training associate?
Training associate.
Training associate. So here you are, a training associate, trying to find out what happens when you get promoted to an SMD. There's so much that goes on in between those times that's why I'm like, hey, that's not really that important right now. What's important is getting a license and doing your 10 KTPs. If you do those things quickly, you guys have people, that room is full within weeks. So you got 60 people in that room. If some of you guys did 10 KTPs or you didn't do 10 KTPs, forget it. It doesn't even matter if you did them or not. You guys, there's 6 of you in that room. There should be 60 KTPs in the books within the next 3 days. Everybody knows 10 more people. Right or wrong?
Right.
True.
So if you guys got 60 more KTPs, there'll be about 10 to 25 new people in that room next week. Isn't that blow your mind? Just the basics, just understanding of doing your 10 KTPs will take your business to the next level. And guess what will happen? Eric will become a marketing director. And then Mario will become a senior associate. And who else is in there? L'Oreal will become a senior associate. All you guys will start getting promoted. And then guess what happens when you start getting promoted? You start getting these things called deposits. Right? So it's all good. We're all here because there's a bigger cause. We want to help people. We want to You know, we want to make sure people are protected. We want to help them with their finances. But hey, here's a great idea. How about help your family too? So I'm a big believer. You know, we just had a call with a gentleman, and he's really all about helping people. But because of his desire to help people, he's also going to help his family. All right. So are we bought in on that?
Yeah.
Okay. What I would like to see next week, first of all, I'd like to see more people in the room. And two, I'd like to see a lot of guests there. There's no reason that, you know, we can't all bring one or two people every single day, right? Every single meeting. I can tell you that I'm guilty of it sometimes too. I get caught up in the business. I get caught up in general trainings. I get caught up with appointments. And then I don't prospect as much as I should. And then my business slows down. Jimmy, didn't we have that conversation today? Right? So we're all guilty of it, but you'll never see me go a month or two without any recruits. It'll be, you know, 2 to 4. I'm religious about getting 2 to 4 recruits every single month. You know, our numbers are a little bit different because you'll see, like, I'll have 1, but Margot will have 1, so that's 2. Or Margot will have 2, and I'll have 2. That's 4. So sometimes I put people under Margot's code so we can, you know, get her in a position to one day also become an SMD. Okay? This business is so simple. You just gotta do a few things. And the last thing I like to see is when I get out there, I'd like to see the appointment books full. I'd like to see that all you guys have all your 10 KTPs. The new, you know, you guys have to start kind of like, all right, let's do it again. Are all you guys licensed?
No.
No.
4 are, 3 are not.
Okay, so the 4 that are licensed, L'Oreal, you're licensed, right?
Yes.
So I know you haven't completed all your 10 KTPs, right?
Correct.
Okay. You want me to get on you on that?
Yeah.
I mean, I know maybe one more convention will get you to do it.
Right. I already have my local ticket and my plane ticket, so I'll be there.
I mean, you only saw like 50,000 people in one room. It didn't. I mean, you know, that's got to get you to say, wow, all these people are. You know, I can't say everybody's doing it, but you know, you saw so many people parade around that stage that are making money. Thousands of people, right? So, you know, a girl like you should, you know, knock out those 10 KTPs. And guess what? You have your license. So anything past your 10 KTPs, why aren't you setting up 20 appointments? Because, you know, Jimmy and Ashley will go out on these appointments with you, and then anything after your 10th appointment, they're splitting the commission with you. So why not make an extra $5,000 a month?
I'd love to.
Well, you would not love to enough.
Apparently I don't, but I'm going to.
I know you are. I know you are. And some people get out of the blocks a little slower than others, and I understand. And as you know, yes, I'm being very direct, and I'm, you know, some of the things that I'm saying. But you know, look at guys like Carlos Bruner. You know, it took him 5 years to get his ring, and guys like David Lynn. He's been in the business for 11 years. It took him 8 years to get his $100,000 ring, and now David Lynn's about to get his $500,000 ring in the last 3 years. So in 3 years, he went from $100,000 to $500,000.
Nice.
Okay, but he stayed the course, right? So Eric, you know, I'm, you know, just I was telling you, you know, become a Ferrari, but when you're ready, and you really turn on that button, you'll all of a sudden see your income go from, you know, 50, 100, 150, 200. But you've got to get that initial start. And then imagine what a meeting would look like, Eric, if you rolled up and you got 7, 8, 9, 10 people in that room with you. that are on your team. Dude, the way you see the business today will completely change. It's awesome. You know, I mean, I can't imagine, you know, I remember when I was first going there, and I was like the lonely only. I'd go to BPMs, and I was the only person on Team Odyssey.
I
And I didn't even have a team name then. But I want you to understand that there has to be some activity for you guys to get this thing going. But again, some people do it quickly, some people do it slowly. So my recommendation to you guys is, one, you guys have an office. So how many of you guys come in on off BPM nights to make calls? You guys have to create an atmosphere that allows people to come in on off days. Okay, there has to be where, you know, Jimmy and Ashley and Nikki, you guys have to work with the people to get them to come in and make those calls on off days. And I don't know why, but for some odd reason, when you sit down with somebody, make calls, appointments are scheduled.
Mhm.
You know, they go home and no appointments get scheduled, and then I sit down with them and we make 5 calls and we book 5 appointments. That's the mystery of the business.
Very true. Very true.
So, can I ask you guys who's finished their 10 KTPs? Mario, you didn't finish your 10 KTPs?
No, I got 4 more to go.
Dude, I see you, like, I mean, first of all, you're raised there. You probably know half the town. You're a good guy. Everybody, you know, you're a likable dude. You can pick up the phone right now, in front of everybody, make 10 calls and book 10 appointments. You know, think about it. Wouldn't you want to be able to say, hey, look at my team. I've got 6, 7 people coming to meetings every week.
No, absolutely.
That's what this, you know, by doing these basic things will happen.
Maybe you should pick on
Oh my God.
What's that?
you should pick on Belinda next.
He's muttering.
I can't hear you. One more time.
I said you should pick on Belinda next.
Yeah, Belinda, I was getting to that.
Yeah, yeah, because she has probably more contacts. She has more.
I'm not picking on any one of you guys. What I'm doing is I'm trying to understand where each one of you are. So, you know, I'd like to spend a little bit of time with you guys when I'm there, so we can really get to know each other, and you know, we could find where the holes are in your business, and you know, get you guys a position to make money. You're not. I know you guys didn't get off work tonight. Get in your car, drive over to the office, you know, go up the elevator, sit down and wait for everybody to set things up, and then, you know, super excited to listen to me. You're doing this because you want to make money, right?
Right.
Belinda, you're doing this to make an extra income, right?
Right.
Okay. I promise you that this business works, just like any other business. Could you imagine if you went through a McDonald's drive-through and the microphone did not work every single time you went through? Would you go through that drive-through?
Stop.
But when you got out of your car, the doors were locked. Would you go into McDonald's? You know, you did that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and would you continue to go to McDonald's, or would you go to a different burger spot?
I'd go somewhere else if I wanted to go through the drive-through.
Okay. So right now, you're going through the drive-through and it doesn't work. Okay, so you're not making any money. You're not putting yourself in a position to, you know, to want to keep coming back. There is nothing that motivates people more than the recognition that you get when you're making money. because then you get promoted. You're getting plaques. You're getting belts. Do you think that the only thing that motivates me every single month is the money? It's a big portion of it, but the money is only to fund my life, right? To pay for my bills and everything else. It's the recognition. It's being able to, go up there in front of, 800 people at Momentum Monday and get this. Being the #1 SMD in Guillermo's hierarchy out of like 200 SMDs. To say I'm the #1 dude out of all those SMDs. The confidence that it provides you as an individual is the difference of people being able to succeed or not. People don't get good at this business until they get confident in this business. The reason, Jimmy has the confidence to get up and go do KTPs one after the other is because Jimmy, he gets text messages from Guillermo. You're a stud. Hey, Jimmy got the belt. Jimmy was the #2 guy in all of WFG in personal recruiting that month. That gives you confidence to say, hey, I'm as good or better than anybody. But you got to put yourself in that position. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's that kid that goes to school and gets beat up every day. Does he want to go to school? No. Going to a meeting by yourself every single time, there will come a time, I'm going to be straightforward with you guys, there will come a time where you say, I'm not going to those meetings because I've already heard it all. They're going to tell me to do KTPs, they're going to tell me to make phone calls, they're going to tell me to bring a guest. I've heard it all. I don't want to do that. I don't want to hear it again. So don't pass up an opportunity before you've actually given it a fair try. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Belinda, when will you be done with your KTPs?
I have it on my sheet right now that I'm going to try to do it before you get here.
Take out the word try.
I know. Oh my God, I'm so miss you.
Yeah, just look, if you say, I'm going to get 10 KTPs done before Yariv gets there, and you do 7, is that bad? No, that's
No.
awesome. But understand what will happen. You go do 7 KTPs before I get there. So many things are going to happen because of that. Jimmy and Ashley will hit marketing directors. You'll be closer to getting paid, and you'll get promoted to your associate position. You'll have team members with you, right? That's exactly what we just went over right now. So by you doing your 7 to 10 KTPs before I get there, I'm going to get there, and you're going to be like, oh, this is Joe, this is Mary, this is Susie. They're my new recruits from the KTP.
True.
Right? The truth is there's not better opportunity, but you got to know that there are some frustrations and obstacles that are in your way. But just like anything else, Belinda, what do you do for a living now?
I work for Auto Alert.
Is that like the tracking device thing?
It's a software. Well, it's a software company. So it's like a data mining for dealerships to find car deals.
It's more of a wholesale product?
No, I train. It's something that dealerships purchase. Not
Okay.
the individual doesn't.
Gotcha. So you don't sell it. You wouldn't sell it to your family.
No.
Cool. Eric, you work at a restaurant, right?
Yeah. Maybe say it really. Yeah. What was that?
What did you say?
I babysit a restaurant too, but it's about it. It's
I
like that 20% we talked about like 2 months ago. No.
no, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, okay.
So, remember when we talked about working at a restaurant like about 3 months ago, and
Yeah.
like I run a store, and you said you did the same thing, paying for
Yeah.
somebody else's stuff. That's what I do basically,
Okay. So
like every day.
let me ask you, Eric, do you have friends that come and get food at that restaurant?
Nope.
None of your friends ever go there.
Well, I charge a full price, but yeah, they come by. But yeah,
Okay, that's I mean, you don't I mean it's not your restaurant, so you can't really give discounts. I don't know how that works, but your friends show up and get food there, right?
right.
All right. So my point is this: in any business that is directed to the consumer, like my parents own a beauty salon, and everybody they know that lives around there, family and friends, all get their hair done at their beauty salon.
Okay.
Okay? If I sold tires, I would make sure that all my friends bought tires for me.
Right.
Wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, you guys sell life insurance. Go sell some to your friends and family. And let me tell you how big of a deal that is. Just got off the phone with a guy that did not have proper life insurance for somebody in his family, and they passed. And he's like, I can't believe that I didn't have the proper life insurance. Well, I can, because the guy is in the middle class, and the guy at these financial advisors are not calling him. Now you guys have an opportunity to help people not only protect their families, but set up vehicles so they can save for their retirement. It's just like any other business. Don't shy away because you don't think your friends look at you as the insurance guy to not talk to them. You would be surprised who would buy a policy from you. But closed mouths don't get fed. That's a tongue twister. All right.
You say it faster, it'll be easier.
What's that?
You gotta say it faster, and it'll be easier.
Yeah, do that for me. All right. So I'm going to switch gears. All right. I think you guys, you guys get my idea of what I'm trying to get through to you guys. All right. Prospecting. You guys have to start creating a prospecting environment. I don't care if you prospect on Facebook. I don't care if you tweet about prospecting. I don't care if you go out and stand in front of Costco. Make phone calls to your friends. You have to prospect. Anybody that grows and that's big prospects and recruits. Has anybody ever filled out an online information about a university?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what happens?
Biggest mistake of your life.
They blow you
They
up.
blow you up.
You get hit back from emails, and after that, they fax up
Mailers,
mailers to your house,
call.
phone calls. You might have a school recruiter come to your house and knock on your door.
They do pretty much everything outside of waiting for you in the backseat of your car, right?
Yeah.
So that's a university. Why do they do it and it's okay? And then when we say, hey, go prospect, like, oh, it's weird. Here's the deal. They know that they're offering a quality product. They know that they're offering an opportunity in the future, right? Well, so are we. I know that I've lived in California my whole life, okay? And I have never been prospected. Never. And I could tell you if somebody walked up to me and said, hey, I'm a recruiter for a financial firm, you look sharp, I think we should get together and talk. I have an office at Corporate Woods. How about 7 o'clock on Tuesday night? Can you make it? That's it. What the worst thing they could say is, "Hey, dude, I'm good. I have no interest in getting in the financial industry." No problem. Thank you for your time. So some of you guys have heard me, talk about this, but I had a friend. His name is he passed away, but his name was Eddie Lopez. And Eddie, when we were younger, we'd go out, and every single time we'd go out, Eddie would talk to another girl. He'd meet another girl, and we're like, "Dude, how do you do it?" He's like, "Come watch." And I didn't, this had nothing to do with the business back then because I wasn't in it, but we would walk into a bar or a club, and he'd walk in, get a beer, and he'd go walk up to every girl. "You want to dance? No. You want to dance? No. You want to dance? No. You want..." Like, they're like in the same group. They're talking to each other, and he does not care. And then he asked like 6 or 7 girls, and then another one looks at him, and he's like, "You want to dance?" She's like, "Yeah." Boom. He's dancing. She doesn't want to dance anymore. He walks up again. "Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance?" 4th or 5th one will say yes. So this is the same thing. Any business is the same thing. Why do you think H&R Block has those people with the signs? Because if they show it to enough people, one of them is going to pull over and do their taxes there. So a lot of you guys get frustrated. You're like, "Well, I recruited 2 people and they both quit." Okay. It would be a real issue if you recruited 200 people and they all quit. Okay? But you're running such small numbers that everybody is so important, and you hold on to them like they're your last, your firstborn or whatever. Right? So I talked to Jimmy about this earlier, and we deal with some of the frustrations in the business, and it's really because a lot of people don't run the numbers. Okay? And do you guys understand by what that means, running the numbers?
No,
Not really.
Okay. How many people should you talk to on a daily basis?
25.
Oh, 25?
Nah.
2 to 5.
Yeah.
Maybe
Number-
10.
10.
Ah.
Number is 10. If you go out and get 10 numbers a day, that's 300 numbers a month, and 1% gets coded. You have 3 codes. You have 30 KTPs, you just made $7,000 or $8,000. Are you running the numbers? I mean, God forbid you only get 1%. Okay? But, I remember asking Guillermo, "Hey, Guillermo, can you teach me how to prospect? Will you go out prospecting with me?" Some of the same questions I get now. And you know what his answer to me was? "Just go out and talk to 100 people and then come back and let me know if you still need help." That's the kind of training I got.
Right on.
That's what happens when you direct an EVC that's making $3 million a year. He's like, "If you make it or not, I'm still rich." Here's another thing I want to share with you guys. A lot of you guys get frustrated with chargebacks. Pretty crappy situation, right?
Yeah. Yes, I said yes.
Okay. Ashley, I'm going to show you something when I get out there.
Okay.
I'm going to show you something. I've had about that much in chargebacks since January.
Holy.
But I still made $20,000 last month. Do you know why?
Because you just keep on writing?
Because you just run the numbers, right? You just keep running the numbers. And eventually your production will outperform all the fallout. Okay? And just understand some of the stuff was, because I didn't do a real complete KTP, or I dropped the ball and I didn't get back to them and they got frustrated and canceled. There's a lot of stuff that's on my part. I am not a very tedious person. When I've got to like babysit somebody, I'm like, and I say this as a client, when they're like a high maintenance client, I kind of weigh my option. Like, do I have time to talk to this person on a daily basis, or am I just going to be like, hey, you know what? Either be patient and let me finish your policy, or go to somebody else. But that's because I know that I'm going to do 10 to 12 to 15 KTPs next week. So understand, it's just like any other business. Why does Nordstrom's have no problem giving back your money?
Because they know they can
Because they know
resell.
they're gonna, keep selling more.
Because they're going to outsell your refund.
Right.
So if they get $3,000 a day in refund per store, well, they also sold $40,000. Okay? So I want you guys, and I share this with you guys, not to scare you off. And I promise you, when you have that problem, that's going to be a really good problem for you. Okay? And understand that, Ashley, when you get a chargeback, guess who else gets a chargeback?
You.
Okay? So, and then guess who else gets a chargeback, Ashley?
Guillermo.
Okay? And then after him,
Ed Milet.
Ed Milet. So Ashley's chargeback doesn't stop at Ashley. But the difference between Ashley and myself, even though we feel it the most, there's other people that you think about how many thousands of dollars a month Guillermo has chargebacks.
Wow.
Think about that.
Now, have you guys ever thought about that?
Nope.
How many hundreds of people a month quit in Guillermo's business?
A lot.
You see Guillermo going, oh my God, I can't get out of bed today. I just don't know what to do. Okay? So you have to understand that this is just like any other business. There's the cost of doing business. There's fallout. There's chargebacks. There's people quitting. You have to run it like a business. And the only way to get away from this, the chargebacks and the people quitting, is by what? Recruiting and doing KTPs. That's it. So this whole complicated conversation that we had, and the whole conversation that you guys have in your mind about how complicated this business is, it's solved with two things: recruiting and KTP. That is the whole business. So do you guys, that presentation that I showed, that's a, Franklin T, that's, KTP and internal consumption?
Yeah.
Well, that's my definition of Guillermo's explanation to the business to me. Yariv, don't worry about anything. Just recruit and do 10 KTPs. Recruit and do 10 KTPs. So my training was like, hey, dude, don't worry about anything. Just recruit and go do 10 KTPs. Be relentless about it. So I've broken that conversation down to you guys so you can understand what happens when you recruit and do 10 KTPs. Because I had a hard time understanding why that's the only answer he ever gave me. Guys, I love Guillermo, and Guillermo is a friggin' stud. But being direct to him, is, some of you guys, say, well, you don't call me enough. Well, try being direct to Guillermo. Didn't you text him today, Ashley?
Yeah.
Did he text you back?
You did, within like a minute, surprisingly.
Wow, he
So
must
call me back
in
yet.
the bathroom or something. So you know, don't get me wrong, he gets back to us, but it's not the same that a lot of us give to our downlines. Like the attention that Jimmy and Ashley give to you guys, man, embrace that. Use it. They're available for you. Get them out on KTPs. Do you know that if I have to get a KTP, Guillermo going to do a KTP for me now, I have to get them in my car and drive them to his house. I have to do I'm like, Guillermo, I got this high-level guy that I'm trying to recruit that I would like him to show him the bigger picture. He's like, yeah, come to my house. So I put him in my car, and we drove all the way from San Diego to Glendora, 120 miles. Okay, where you guys have Jimmy and Ashley waiting and salivating, for you guys to do that. All right, so I'll close this up for you guys. Just keep your business simple and just expect the fallouts. But the only way you guys can get rid of the fallouts is by outperforming your fallouts. Any business that succeeds in the business world outperforms their losses. Because you know those sheets that are called the P&L sheets? What does P&L stand for?
Profit and losses.
Profit and losses. Doesn't every business measure their profit and losses?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, most of the people here just measure their losses. Okay? So get an understanding that this business is a business, and it's not something that, it's not like a YMCA, Boys and Girls Club. It is a business, and we come to these meetings so we can have a bigger profit margin than a loss margin. Okay? And, I've never gotten a call from Eric or Mario or Belinda or L'Oreal. I encourage you guys to call me just to shoot the shit. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other.
All right.
If think about, your, I don't know what you guys do, but Belinda, like your company sounds like a pretty big company. Does your VP at your company say, hey, Belinda, give me a call so we could shoot the shit?
No.
Okay. Well, I am.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm telling you that's the difference in this company. We're always willing to help you out to make money. We don't make any money from you unless you're making money. It is in our best interest, mine, Jimmy, Ashley's, and Nikki's best interest to make sure every one of you guys has a ring on your finger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So that's it. I'll leave you guys. I know it's already 8:10, and that's way past your guys' meeting time.
Kind of a talking time.
All right. So hey, can I just ask you guys to make sure that you guys, like Mario and Belinda and Eric and L'Oreal, reach out to your teammates. Don't just leave it up to Jimmy and Ashley and Nikki to call them. Reach out to them. Can you guys promise that you will do your best to make sure everybody is there next Monday and Tuesday?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Eric, got you? All right, brother.
Thumbs up.
Thank you. All right. So I appreciate you guys, and if there's anything you guys need, you know how to get a hold of me.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Yariv.
Yariv.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
See you on Monday.
I'm looking forward to it.
I bet you are.
All the potatoes and meat.
Bring your red shoes.
Hey, let's go to Jack Stacks again.
Oh my God.
That bread pudding.
Yeah, I know. I think we're like in a food coma. It was crazy. Anyways, all right, guys.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Me and Yariv, we went to Jack Stacks.